Hi Scorpio, welcome to your end of April 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So people have been talking about the full moon that's happening on the 26th or 27th, depending on where you live. That happens to be in your sign at 7 degrees of Scorpio. It's also going to be a super moon. So that means it's closer to the earth, and I guess it's supposed to be more powerful as a result. And I think that it appears bigger when it's a supermoon, which would make sense if it's super, but we shall see. Sometimes during a full moon, the clouds can obscure it, but we will see what happens. But in any case, I think Uranus will be opposing that, so that should be very interesting because I don't know what degree of Taurus that Uranus is at, but something like that. Now you're talking about, for some of you, technically, you have to look at your own chart to figure this out. And this is really, if you're Sun in Scorpio, this will be your solar chart anyhow. But for those that have it in your seventh house, I'm talking about the opposition from the Sun and Uranus. That can be very interesting because there may be this sense of wanting to break free when it comes to relationships. A lot of when you talk about oppositions, and that's what a full moon represents, the Sun opposing the moon, but now we have Uranus in the mix in conjunction with the Sun, and that is about freedom. Freedom of the self, and it can be tricky because you're also an emotional being, so it's like being divided in some cases, and certainly with another person, if you're dealing with issues with them, that can also come up to the surface at a time of full moon. But there can be that, it could even be like sudden developments, things happen in a surprise. Oh, what is the first card? Hello. And I associate this with Scorpio, so for what that's worth. Here's the second card. So, I don't know. Full moons can bring out secrets. We've got the Page of Swords. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, Lottie Mama. And for the win, right? Okay, what is happening here? My goodness gracious. The heart of the matter, the Eight of Cups. I don't know if somebody told me on YouTube that there is a specific connection astrologically with this card. I think of Scorpio because you roll the 8th house, and we're talking about cups, so it's water. I don't know, but I do know that the number 8 connects with power. And so because this is a feminine energy, it's inner power, but how your emotions are moving you. Do you feel what you're living through? Whatever this is, it doesn't have to be relationships. It can be, your job, your occupation. If you don't feel it, even retirement, a person can think that, oh, wow, retirement's going to mean that I'm just like blissfully happy. And they can find that they do not like it whatsoever. And because society is telling you that you're supposed to be enjoying it, even if you have the money, the means to be able to not work, you may realize after the fact that, in fact, it gives you that sense of purpose that you can't have by playing golf or doing other things 24/7. Maybe it's nice to have more free time, but there might be some of you that have found that not having to work isn't necessarily an improvement in in how you feel, because it's all about how you feel. It's not about your mind. It's how you feel, especially if you're a Scorpio. If you were a Taurus, maybe money would be enough of a motivator for you. I don't think that's true for Taurus, and Scorpio, unless you're trying to build up your wealth so that you can have power like Pluto wants. But other than that, I think that you have to really feel what you are doing. You just can't go through the motions. You're just too much of an extreme personality for that. And of course, that's a generalization, and some of you are not going to be that. Maybe you have the Libra energy or the Sag energy, and you're a lot more laid back. But I still maintain that a lot of you are like that. If that is a card about relationships, you may feel like it's time to leave. Now, I do want to say one thing, though, about the Eight of Cups. Ultimately, I think of this as a spiritual quest. I think of this as not being satisfied with the same old. That you're looking for greater fulfillment in life, and so to me, that's always a spiritual quest. Gets very murky because people think, well, I'm not a religious person, I'm an atheist, or I'm an agnostic, or something like that, and they're thinking in terms of organized religion. I'm talking about seeing your life as meaningful and purposeful, like there's a reason for it. It's not just random. And then it's also not just about keeping your body alive. And that's where I'm, going with that. In the past position, we have the Lover's card. This is a card that can indicate a choice that you feel that you have to make. Now, this is in the past position. So maybe this is a choice that you have made, and maybe you have chosen to walk away from something that is no longer serving you. It's also a card associated with intimacy, whether it's physical intimacy or emotional intimacy or the lack thereof. So an example would be, let's say you've been involved with somebody and maybe you have physical intimacy, but you have never been able to get that person to, you don't feel that that person really loves you. So you think that it's kind of like on the surface. And it's like, having sexual relations with that person gives the illusion that you're close, but you just don't feel that you are, because you don't feel that that person really loves you, and that is very important to you. Or, just like some kind of an affair that has never really matured into a long-standing relationship, if this is a love match. Or there was something else I was going to say along those lines. Even like, what came into my mind was torn between two lovers. So I don't know if it's perhaps you tried to forget somebody else by having some affair and it didn't work, or something like that. The higher message is the Page of Swords. So this is a card of vigilance and of maybe doing your own research in certain cases. So if this is involving your partner having a lover, taking a lover, whatever you want to call it, that sounds so 70-ish, then you are contemplating walking away from it. And the higher message is about being vigilant, maybe taking notes if you have to go through a divorce, for instance, so that you don't get screwed over in every, I was going to say orifice, in every way, because somebody may have betrayed you, which is like your worst nightmare. By the way, you would know this at the time of this reading. This is not something that I'm saying is happening in the future. So it's really about what you choose to do with it from here on in. I will say, too, I would say loose ships sink lips. Loose lips sink ships. Do I really have to lecture a Scorpio person about that? With the Page of Swords, in other words, be very careful about who you talk to about a personal matter, because that person may not be trustworthy. And if you're, trying to build a case against someone, that may, work against you if you trust the wrong person. But I don't think I have to tell many of you that. The higher what crosses you is the King of Pentacles. And this is the idea of someone who is very materialistic. And I've said this before, that when I get kings or queens in a spread, especially if they're in the reversed position, when I pick the card for the challenge position, a lot of times it's upright, but I'm reading it in its most challenged interpretation. This person, like if this is a marriage situation, but it can also be on in the workplace, if you're walking away from your job, the person who is in charge may try to screw you over, because narcissists, one of the things that I think terrifies them the most is being abandoned, which is really like a mind F, because they are very they almost force you to abandon them because there's of bad behavior. But I don't know if they're testing. They want to be the ones to leave. They'll leave you in a heartbeat, but if you try to leave them, they will be vindictive. And so one of the biggest ways that they do this is through money. So that's why I'm saying, if you're leaving your job, there's a vindictiveness there. There's a vindictiveness. So maybe that's a good card for just giving you a heads up if there's something you can do. Like if you are going to tell your boss that you're leaving, maybe it's when you already have another source of income lined up, so that they can't go and badmouth you and try to keep you from, making money or what have you, that kind of thing. And same with if you're leaving a partner who is a narcissist, make sure that you have all your money secure so that they can't, take it out of a joint bank account or something like that. What's coming in is a Two of Cups. This is what I was alluding to with the Lovers. I mean, if you were trying to forget someone and you're going back to the person that you really love, that would be reuniting with someone. Or maybe this is somebody that you haven't been with for many years, and you've been trying to replace that person, forget them with a new partner, and you've never been able to kind of get to that depth of connection that you had with that person. So certainly, with that full moon, something may come to the surface. Yeah, because we even have this as the outcome card. That timing, that can be it too. Coming to the surface, secrets revealed, and maybe secrets that you have held within yourself to yourself, and trying to deny what you really feel. That can be something that is cathartic for you. And there's probably no more cathartic full moon than the Scorpio one, because Scorpio rules an area of, Pluto is like poisons and detoxing. This is all about detoxing with the full moon, bringing them to the surface so they can be released. So very interesting. We shall see what transpires, won't we? Stay tuned. Okay, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I hope that you resonated with this. If you'd like a private reading, I am offering double deep dive, perfect for Scorpios, extended natal chart interpretations plus transits for a special price. It's like a 2-hour reading altogether. And then there's one that's a combination of astrology and tarot, called the Whole Enchilada. You can see all of my offerings at the link below. Thanks for listening or watching. Take care.